Here's your wrestling news for July 22nd, 2022. And we're kicking off today with AEW Dynamite, as this week's show saw Chris Jericho face Eddie Kingston in a brutal barbed wire everywhere match. With a big assist from the Jericho Appreciation Society and a heel turn by Anna Jay, it was the former world champion who got the win, but did not leave the match unscathed. On Twitter, Jericho confirmed that he broke his nose during the match, and the injury occurred when Jericho went for a code breaker while Eddie Kingston was holding a steel chair wrapped in barbed wire. The leg of the chair would collide with the bridge of the Painmaker's nose, leading Jericho to take a moment to check on the injury. In his tweet, Jericho would unsurprisingly blame Kingston for the injury, keeping in character. Post-match, when the doctors were attending Jericho backstage, Y2J expressed severe pain in and around his nose region. Doctors also identified a big spike in Jericho's heart rate, but thankfully everything was under control in a matter of minutes. Given how dangerous the barbed wire everywhere match was, a broken nose isn't too bad, and hopefully the former AEW World Champion won't have to miss any time in the ring. Thankfully, Jericho's injury isn't expected to keep him out of action, as AEW is already having to operate without several major stars as of late due to a plague of injuries that has cut through the roster. The reason why there's an interim AEW World title right now is because the reigning World Champion CM Punk is out, but there's some much-needed good news for the company. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that Punk is expected to be back soon, and that AEW is hopeful that he'll be wrestling again after his recent foot injury before All Out in September. Bryan Danielson is also out, supposedly with a concussion, and it was noted that AEW is also hoping that All Out will mark the return of the former WWE Champion, and like Punk, Bryan's return was called The Target. The report also brought up Kenny Omega, who hasn't wrestled since Full Gear last November, and while All Out is the target for the cleaner to finally be back, it was said that it is too soon to say whether Omega will be back in time. Omega reportedly is cautiously optimistic that he will be back in time, but doesn't want to talk about it as nothing is for sure. AEW has been busy as of late, putting the pieces in place for this weekend's ROH Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view, but Meltzer said that the return of Punk, Danielson, and Omega would give AEW a shot in the arm on the road to All Out in September. If AEW is lucky, All Out 2022 will see the return of 3 of the company's biggest ever stars, something that Tony Khan and the fans will no doubt be hopeful to see. When WWE released Bray Wyatt in 2021, fans were shocked to see the massively popular superstar be cut from his contract. Wyatt hasn't wrestled anywhere since his departure, making his WrestleMania 37 loss to Randy Orton his most recent match to date, but he has kept up his cryptic persona despite his release. On Twitter, Wyatt, now going by his real name Wyndham, tweeted something biblical, saying, "I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open." Some fans suggested that this is a sign of Wyatt's return to WWE, as one of the recent Cryptic videos aired on Raw featured a lock which will need a key. However, others were quick to interject that these videos are reportedly setting up the return of Edge, not Wyatt, with references throughout to some of the Rated R superstars' greatest opponents. Whatever the case may be, Wyatt had a lot of people talking, and also had fans speculating with his change of Twitter bio, which is now a quote about beginning again from his former employer, Vince McMahon. With just a few simple actions online, the former Universal Champion has proven he remains popular to countless fans, even with his year-long absence from the ring. Over to WWE, as SummerSlam 2022 will be headlined by undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, and the two will face off in a last man standing match. WWE has been promoting this as the final match between the two, marking the end of a feud which started in 2015, but we may already know the result. Thanks to a leaked WWE figure from Ringside Collectibles that shows the new Brock figure with both the WWE and Universal titles. While Lesnar is a former Universal Champion, that was when the title was red, while this figure not only features the more recent blue strap, but both titles bear Lesnar's side plates. Of course, this does not guarantee that Brock will be winning at SummerSlam, but it is very suspicious that a new title has been made that implies he'll slay the Tribal Chief. If Reigns' tenure as champion does end next Saturday, then he will have dominated WWE for 699 days in what has been one of the most incredible reigns by the head of the table. This week, Cody Rhodes won big at the ESPY Awards, taking home the statue for WWE Moment of the Year. Cody's return at WrestleMania 38 beat out Big E's WWE title win last September, Stone Cold's match at WrestleMania, and The Undertaker's Hall of Fame induction, but the American Nightmare isn't stopping there. Speaking on the red carpet after his win, Cody said he doesn't take this win for granted and that it's motivated him to win next year's ESPY Award for WWE Moment of the Year. Rhodes even teased what his nomination will be, saying, "I think I know what that moment could be." 2023 is shaping up to be a huge year for Cody Rhodes, who is already a favorite to win the Men's Royal Rumble and who many are considering a future undisputed WWE Universal Champion. His return at WrestleMania this year was no doubt an incredible moment worthy of the ESPY Award, but Rhodes is confident it'll be just one of many huge moments now that he's back with WWE. Earlier this year, WWE gave Simone Johnson her new ring name and confirmed that the daughter of The Rock will be working as Ava Raine from now on. Fans were quick to bash the idea, saying it was disrespectful to the Brahma Bull and that they couldn't understand why WWE have chosen not to carry on the important Johnson family name. Audiences may still not be pleased with the Ava Raine name, but as he told Jimmy Kimmel on his show, The Rock himself doesn't see a problem with it. "She has a cool wrestling name. It's Ava Raine. It's probably a mix. What she wanted to do, what she wanted to be called, ultimately what the powers that be wanted her to be called too as well. It's really cool." Ava Raine may not be known as a Johnson on TV, but the fans will always know who her legendary father is. But for now, the fourth-generation superstar is looking to establish her own name in NXT 2.0. And we're ending today with Comic-Con, as the biggest convention in the world, the San Diego Comic-Con, is taking place right now, and WWE have made their presence felt. The WWE superstars were there to speak about the next line of Mattel figures that'll be coming out down the line, but their panel saw a guest appearance by none other than The Undertaker. At first, fans thought the Dead Man's Entrance theme was being used to promote a new retro-style figure of the Phenom, and didn't expect the man himself to interrupt the 45-minute panel. The Undertaker then continued to assist and introduce the remainder of the Mattel WWE collection, much to the pleasure of the WWE Universe fans in attendance. Cody Rhodes was also on hand to discuss the new wave of figures, as the former AEW TNT champion will soon be getting his first figure since returning to WWE. There was a time when The Undertaker would rarely appear in public, but he often makes these appearances now that he's retired, and gave the crowd in San Diego an even more special experience. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.